Let's get one thing abso-fucking-lutely clear. Nobody wants to listen to the Too Critical podcast, let alone have to look at them on YouTube. We know you don't want to listen to two arseholes drone on and on incessantly about who has the bigger cock, Marvel or DC.
You can't see my penis, can you?
But here we fucking are. Who cares about handling weapons in movies?
Don't get me started again, Dildo.
Who gives a fat tit about plot holes in some of the biggest franchises in fucking history? We know you don't want Ronald Reagan impressions.
Hello? Yes?
And almost certainly middle school dick and fart jokes.
789?
No, the Too Critical podcast is most certainly not for you. And that's because you're obviously a fucking cunt. You thought we were gone. Hoped we had faded away. Fat fucking chance. In fact, we're going to start podcasting even harder. We are going to podcast all over your fat fucking face. Just when you thought it was safe to listen to podcasts. I've got two words for you. We're back!
I'm back, baby!
Back, baby!
Yes, we're back.
I thought you'd be taller.
We're back! We're bad. You're black. I'm mad. Come on, let's go.
Come on!
Yo, these guys ain't so fucking bad.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Amara Hitaxo.
I thought you were dead.
We're putting the band back together.
Where have you been, bitch?
Mom! We're on high alert here! I almost killed you right there! You do not even realize!
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
What the hell am I looking at?
They're dying.
Oh, shit.
Shut your pie hole! We're working here!
Stop saying shit like that. It's unprofessional.
Anybody care about what I want?
I do.
Shut up. Get out.
I'm a man. Well, nobody's perfect.
None of this makes sense because of the implication.
I have no knowledge about that and don't really care.
The Too Critical podcast. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
Move it along. Move it along. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Too Critical Podcast, Day 2 at Terrificin. We are joined with a very good friend of mine, Jeremy. Jeremy, how do you pronounce your last name? Wait, let me say it first, because I'll tell you how I've been saying it forever. Dyches.
Dyches. That's a new one.
How do you spell it?
Dyches. It's Dutch, but it's pronounced Dykes. Like
Dyke. Oh.
Plural, like multiple.
I thought you were saying it was pronounced Dutch. I'm like, no way.
Hold up. So it's Jeremy Dykes?
Correct.
We're gonna
His
need
ex-wife was a
You
dyke.
just got canceled.
we're gonna need a nickname stat. We're gonna need a nickname stat.
Big JD.
And we are joined by Jeremy's friend, Ben.
Ben Goldsmith.
Ben Goldsmith.
A lot less ambiguity on that last name.
Right.
I mean, imagine being in the Coast Guard and your rank is Seamen Dykes.
Dyke.
So
Seamen Dykes.
What was that seaman we met at the party? Oh, Dyke. Yeah, right.
You're kidding me.
it's a real story.
Oh my God, Seaman Dykes.
Yeah, no, in boot camp it was Seamen Dykes, and they were like, those two things don't go together, do they? And I'm like, well,
not in 2023.
Any port or storm.
I guess we're glad we're not 10 years in the future, or you definitely wouldn't have a job anymore.
Oh, damn,
He's
that's
the only
weird.
one they called by his first name.
Right.
They called me Rooster, actually, because when I showed up to boot camp, I had a mohawk
Your
and a
dad was
blue
dead?
goatee. So they called me Rooster.
Pretty cool. That's the name then.
Yeah.
I'll go with Rooster.
Yeah, he's Rooster now.
All right.
How did you pronounce it before? Dyches?
Dyches.
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 Like
Wouldn't you
No.
instead of dyke?
Like rotten cheese from
Yeah.
France.
I was gonna
I would
say
open
that's
with dyke.
I was going to say ditches.
That's the most common one. Or
Yeah.
I get somebody who thinks it's French and they're like Dyches.
Dyches. Oh, Charame.
What about
Dyches.
this? Looks French.
Yeah.
None of it.
Well, show us the rest of it. We'll let you know.
And his friend Ben Goldsmith.
That comes off later. It's a different show. The after party.
All right, so what brings you two gentlemen to Terrificon?
You got better seats than anybody else here, really.
That's true.
That's about it.
That's true.
Oh, wait, you know what? What was that thing? We did a comic.
Yes, we did do that.
Yeah, we did one.
Is this like when Matt Damon bought a zoo? Like, we're going to write a new movie called We Did a Comic.
We did a comic. And it'll star Matt Damon and that gorilla head right over there.
Yeah. He's wearing it. He comes out of the closet with it.
We did a
He
comic.
leaves the zoo in a gorilla suit, says, I'm done with zoos, writes a comic.
Perfect.
And it
Are
also
we doing
stars
Scene the Sequel?
Kevin James.
Wait, are we doing
Yeah.
Scene the Sequel right now? So we had, I'm sorry to change subjects, we had a guy that we had on from England that was phenomenal, and they actually had a podcast called Scene the Sequel. And the whole premise is they would get together like this, and they would start by saying, all right, we're going to write a sequel to E.T. That's one they actually did.
Movies that never got sequels. That's the whole premise.
Phenomenal episode too. Like, you should listen to the podcast. Unfortunately, they've stopped doing it. We talked about asking them if we can steal this concept because we love it. So they would come up with a premise, then they would come up with a director, and then they would cast the movie. And then the end was the pitch that they would give like a studio. So like, okay, we're making, we made a comic. It's going to be Matt Damon's back. We're going to have Steven Soderbergh directing. And they'd have the whole like story. They wouldn't write the script, but they'd have the whole story arc of like, here's the conflict, here's the resolution, here's the love interest. So
it was a tight 30-minute show too, and they would even go as far as like, what's the poster going to look like how they were going to market and stuff. It was.
I like the idea of like, because Matt Damon, he gets the zoo. It all works out pretty well for him, right?
Yeah.
So then he just has other problems in his life and decides to fix them in a roundabout way by buying other shit. You know what I mean? Like, his girl's going to college and then he feels bad about it, so he buys a comic book company to then emotionally.
Who plays the girl?
His daughter?
Yeah.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I was going to say Millie Bobby Brown, but...
Sure.
Okay. We're in the same neighborhood.
They probably couldn't afford her.
And then once he goes through midlife crisis, and she's old enough and she's out of the house and him and the wife don't get along so great anymore, that one he buys a Chevrolet Corvette.
So what's the comic that he writes about?
He writes it's all going to be a metaphor for his relationship with the daughter and how
he's... So it's a dad that's struggling and so he starts fighting crime?
Well, yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. There you go. And it's called...
Dad Man.
Yeah. Or he just starts writing a new comic series called Good Will Hunting 2. How do you like my banana?
My banana?
Hey Siri.
Instead of how do you like
Siri
apples?
to the monkey.
Trademark Good Will Hunting 2. That's my banana. Suck that, Jeremy.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, the website's gone.
All right, so seriously, tell us about your comics, please.
Sure. So we got a couple from before. I've been writing comics for a few years now. Seance Room from Source Point Press, and then RV9 from Mad Cave. Whole bunch of all the independent companies that make comics. I've made comics for them.
Okay.
And then we just did one with Hack Slash, which is a really great Tim Seeley book. And then Ben Templesmith, 30 Days of Night, he did an issue for me. And those are all coming out. We also have a book called Ghosts on the Water coming out, which is the book that Jeremy pitched me and I liked and I wrote, and we found Alex Cormick to do the art, and now it is a reality with Scout Comics.
So that's the one that I've seen, you've shown me. Yeah, that one is amazing. All the stuff I've seen from that is incredible.
So you're writing the stories and then bringing someone else in to do the art?
Oh yeah, I can't draw shit. If I drew anything, if I drew a stick figure, it would hang itself immediately. It would even, as a stick figure, know that it was bad.
Nope.
No, it just couldn't live. I can't draw shit. I always work with way better people, talented people, good people.
So you mentioned when you handed me the Seance Room that there was, if I would like this if I was from the Northeast?
There's one of them with they all kind of have like a magic-looking cover, except for Hack Slash there.
Okay.
And one of them, the Northeast one, it's all a love letter to the misery that it is to grow up in New England.
Okay.
Yeah. And like what it does to you. But
so you're from New England?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's one of the highest suicide rates in the country, isn't it? New England?
Seasonal depression.
Yeah. Well, that's what they call it.
That's what they call it, but it's ultimately seasonal depression's a funny word for the cold sucks, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a very fancy way of saying I hate fucking freezing my nuts off.
Yeah, but if you're a dentist that lives in New England,
Alaska aren't just jumping off igloos.
The suicide rate for those guys, not make it out.
No, you're fucked.
Everyone, little known fact about New England, all of us have terrible
Don't get
hygiene.
anything monogrammed, you know what I mean? Don't buy fucking green bananas. just, yeah.
I attribute Alaska's will to live is just their profits from the oil pipelines.
You know what? Jeremy,
They wake up in the morning, see a cute penguin. How can you kill yourself after you see a penguin, right? We go outside,
look at
we see
those
a dead
harbor
body in the
seals. Oh, wait,
marsh.
the natives are killing it.
we see a bunch of brown snow and go, oh, what a day.
Yeah, oh, it's snowing. Look at that heroin addict. Come
Hey,
out of here.
I bought a $60,000 motorcycle. I can drive it for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Oh, wait, nope, just hit a pothole.
Tell me about it. I'm someone that grew up since the age of 9 loving the sport of golf, and I decided to settle my entire life in an area that I can't play it half the year.
It's wild that you decided, of all things, not to kill yourself over a love of golf. That, to me, seems like that'd be on the top of the list.
Clearly someone that doesn't play the game. It's like the fastest growing sport in the U.S.
What's his name? Justin something or other, the big famous
Justin
one now?
Long.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Justin Thomas? Is
Yeah.
that the famous golf player right now? Do you have his jersey?
I don't.
His jersey.
Do you guys go out and buy the cleats? You know, like Nike Jordans.
Nope.
There's no.
There are, like, you can buy golfers' cleats. I don't have any though.
I'm genuinely curious about this. This seems kind of fun to me.
Okay.
Is that they have, like, who's your favorite? Rory Mecca?
No, my favorite's probably Colin Morikawa.
Did they have his cleats, but he has like a special cleat that only he has on his shoe?
Not many do. Like, Scotty Scheffler is like the #1 golfer in the world. He still wears Tiger Woods cleats.
Wow.
And my favorite Tiger Woods story is Keegan Bradley, who's from Massachusetts, famous golfer. He's won tournaments, and they've played together. And Keegan was talking shit to Michael about how much money Michael has lost him in the golf course. And Michael goes, "Hey, yeah, but I'm not wearing Air Keegan cleats."
Oh.
I mean, it's probably better than buying Jack Nicklaus cleats. Those come ready to go for your bunions.
Those
bunions, bunions included.
Bunions included.
Arnold Palmer,
guaranteed to soothe your feet.
My uncle used to work at a machine shop, and Arnold Palmer had all the the lawnmowers and shit like that, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they would service all the Arnold Palmer stuff.
Arnold Palmer had lawnmowers?
Yeah, he had a whole line of yeah.
I think it was Paul Newman, and it was lemonade. He had that.
But
That's the guy.
This does sound exactly like something that someone makes. He probably made more money off the lawnmowers than he ever did playing
Well, that's
golf.
the thing. Like,
Paul
they
Newman
had so
made
much
more money
back
off fucking
then.
lemonade and
And
vegetables.
salad dressings, yeah.
Than he did off of Slapshot or,
And then they combined.
Yeah.
Then they came together. And we're like, we're brothers. We're going to do tea and lemonade.
Oh.
It's so funny to me that you said you can't draw, because like I tend to think of myself as a little bit artistic in terms of everything else that I like.
Have you ever been tested for autism?
Artistic. No, but one time Tom did eat my Asperger. So but like I can play instruments. I can play instruments. I like to think that I could probably get into writing if I really tried to focus on it. But if you gave me unlimited money and time and said, I want you to become a famous artist, I would fail miserably.
Same, 100%.
I can't draw anything.
Same.
And I've always wanted to the point where, like, at the age of like 9 or 10, I was like, this just isn't going to happen for me. Like, I cannot. I used to try to draw like sports teams logos, and literally, like, at 38, if I did it right now, they'd be like, oh, some kids from the special needs wing drew the Patriots logo.
How long before you would trace? Would you slip it under the other way?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't draw at all.
Yeah.
At all.
How long before you just AI everything?
Yeah, right? I can Photoshop.
Rob's AI right now. You don't even fucking know it.
What?
Look at him.
Here, all right, here, you guys, if you're not watching the video feed, I'm going to put my hand right through. Oh, God, it went right through. Oh, no. Oh.
This is his next comic.
Joke's on you. It's on video.
Oh. Oh.
Very nice. The
Is
boys.
Cutlets in that? Why?
Who's in that? What's in that?
Cutlets. He's in the picture, too. It's her with all the people from The Walking Dead.
Oh.
We're trying to talk to some real talent here.
God, Jesus Christ.
I can't wait to meet them.
Give us a minute.
Oh, there's some decent. Look at this Power Man. He's a big motherfucker.
No ticket.
That's a great hat. That's a
Savvy?
real hat. I'm sorry. You can't help but get sidetracked.
We want to talk about your comic.
Definitely the trouble of this particular location is at a very
Or talking
busy.
with Tom
It's
and
like a TV that you can smell. Is what it's like.
It's that new 4-dimensional
4D.
4D that's like, have you ever been to one of those theaters where it's 4D? Like, Nobody warns you that the chairs move, and all of a sudden you're like, why do I feel like I'm being shot right now?
Yeah.
You come out and you're like, wow, I really just, now I feel like I know what.
Well, it's good for people with panic attacks or hemorrhoids not to know that.
Yep.
I mean, it's just like
right in the bottom of the sticker.
Or
You never read it, though.
Or hemorrhoid attacks.
You basically have
hemorrhoid attacks.
Random hemorrhoid attacks.
Don't joke. The big hemorrhoid attack in San Francisco in the 1920s.
Yeah.
I heard a cow started that whole thing.
Brutal.
Oh, no, that was the Chicago hemorrhoid attack. Yeah, my
So
bad.
the first time I went to one of those 4D theaters, I went and watched Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like, they don't tell you that you're going to feel like you're being shot every time he shoots the gun.
Well,
there's a lot of
were you in
gunshots
Chicago?
that
could have been.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was in a drive-in in Chicago.
By the end of it, I feel like I had PTSD from Parkinson's. So I was just like, oh God.
I
can't stop shaking.
We've almost. Hey, on the disability wheel over there, does anyone have bingo yet? We've had autism, Asperger's, hemorrhoids.
So we wrote a comic, and
love the segue.
I'm really good at segues. It was smooth. It was clean. Actually, the other part I wanted to say was something about like a movie so bad that it felt like you were getting fucked in the ass like a 4D theater. But then the one I thought of was.
I saw Shazam too.
I have not seen that one yet. But unfortunately, the only one I could think of.
All I can say is spit on it.
I thought you were going to talk about the new live animation, the live version of Aladdin. Every time the genie went back into the lamp.
I have not seen that. I will not see that.
That felt real.
So we wrote a comic, and
that guy's cosplaying as someone that beats his wife.
Is that a tank top?
Is his wife the raccoon, or are we talking about different people?
Oh no, the guy in the gray T-shirt right here.
Oh.
Well, she probably talked back, or dinner wasn't ready.
It's like she woke him up from a nap and she goes, "Want to go to Terrificon?" He's like, "All right,
hold on."
Do you know what you say to a woman when she gets out of the? Do you know what a woman does first thing when she gets out of the battered wife shelter?
Well,
the dishes if she knows what's good for her.
Oh. This is the black guy told her to.
It's one of my wife's favorite jokes. My wife tells that in public.
She's been told twice.
One of my favorite ones is, what does Cinderella say on the way to the ball?
I don't know.
It's pretty good.
That guy did look like he smoked all of the Marlboros before he got here.
He owns the jacket, the pants, the hat, the bag.
He's got residual points still.
Yeah.
He's actually paying rent with the amount of Marlboro points he's got.
Friends knock on his trailer in the middle of the night, and he gives them Marlboro points. What do you got? Do you need 1,600?
With all
what are you
the
going
points?
for? The golf club bag? Right here.
So he wrote a comic.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did do that.
I just like talking about all the people who walk by. This is more fun for me, honestly.
I swear, we end up doing more of this. And it's never intended. It's always, we're going to sit down with people, we're going to seriously talk to them, and then within 2 minutes, someone walks by that either is in cosplay or just looks like someone, or like someone walked by yesterday and they had this ridiculous hat on, and we're trying to record, and this dickhead goes, "I wouldn't wear that hat to a shit fight."
What is a shit fight to you, Tom? Tom, can you please...
I envision it like baboons throwing shit around.
I have two sides, almost like Red Rover, and everyone is armed at the beginning with an equal amount of shit.
They've weighed the shit previously.
There's either like a young, a Spanish woman with a flag that drops the flag.
Why is she Spanish?
Like Fast and Furious.
And then shit flies. That's my... But knowing full well that you're going to the shit fight, don't wear your best hat, is what I'm saying.
Oh, so it was a good thing that you wouldn't wear it to a shit hat.
No. If you look like a dope...
No. What he was saying is that hat is so bad, I wouldn't even bother wearing it there.
Yeah.
So he was saying, like, it's not even worthy of wearing to get shit thrown on you.
Oh, wow.
That's some bad hat, Harry.
There's nothing better than explaining a joke down to, like, the fundamental core of it.
Well, now I just want to know who and how they prepare for the shit fight. Like, everyone's got a different training regimen, and
if we come back next year and see a shit fight comic, we want residuals.
You got a guy that's the scooper with, like, two hands.
Technique is a huge part of it. Some people, and you've got the guys who've been doing it the way for years, and then you get the one new kid who comes in. He's like, you know what? I'm
submarine pitcher in like baseball, like all of a sudden throwing from the knee.
That's exactly it. Exactly.
The shit came up.
everyone's doubting him until the results speak for themselves.
You have the one
Shit
team
behind the back.
You have the one team just called the Secret Shitters. They don't eat anything all day and they just drown themselves in espresso.
Oh my
So then
God.
they get there and they're just like, I thought they were out of ammunition, but they still keep throwing shit.
That feels like a tripwire. You know
Yeah,
what
you
I
gotta
mean?
be careful. It's hard to throw a liquid.
The shit wire.
Did you say the shit wire?
The shit wire.
The shit wire.
Do you want me to respond to that? It was, I mean, there we go.
Oh, Johnny on the spot. Well done. Well done.
God.
That
So we
wasn't
wrote a
even on the
comic.
recording. That was in real life.
So they wrote a comic.
So we wrote a comic.
We did.
Take 4.
So this is a funny story, actually, how we actually met. So
We're in a shit fight.
We were in a shit fight
we're in
together.
a shit fight. I had actually just told his wife that she was fired.
That's
And
true. That is true.
This is true story. So she worked for me, and she had been telling me, oh, like, I need you to introduce you to my fiance, all this stuff. And I told her, I was like, oh yeah,
For her job?
Yeah, no, exactly. She was trying to
We
save
have
it.
an
Really more
opening. My
qualified.
fiance would work out well for this.
Oh my God, I wasn't listening to what was just said. I was so distracted. I don't even want to pretend.
You made eye contact with fat Dave Letterman over there.
Yes, Steve Agee and David Letterman fucked, and that man came out.
I thought Philip Seymour Hoffman was dead. He's just incognito.
No, he's doing this now. Sorry, so you're
All right,
firing
so you
his
fired
wife.
his wife.
Yeah. Well, I told her she was going to be fired.
Oh.
And
She said, hire my husband. At least the house will have the income.
so she ends up introducing me to Ben. And then Ben's like, he's one of those comic guys where like, yeah, I'll listen to your story because he's your friend and he's your boss and all that stuff. So this guy takes me down to a cigar bar in Rhode Island, and I'm getting ready to go pitch him my project. First of all, the Pats game is on, and we're in a cigar bar. He's not listening to me.
I'm having a harder time paying
This guy?
attention than here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm trying to pitch him the project, and I'm literally watching him just kind of gloss over me. And then finally I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to pitch him like the good details. And then next thing you know, I see him engage, and he's just like, wait, hold up, what's this about?
You had me in shit fight.
And then basically from there, I had his attention, and then he listens to my pitch, and he goes, we need to do this.
Oh, yeah, and ultimately what ended up happening at that point, because the whole thing about the comic, you know, with making a comic that's an indie comic, is that it's not just you make the fucking thing. After that, you've got to bust your ass off to get anything accomplished with it. If you want to make $1 with an independent comic, you're in for a penny, in for a pound, right? So it's like, we make this thing. I find an artist who I love, Alex Cormack. He did Road of Bones, Sea of Sorrows for IDW, Comics Tribe. He did Sync, which is a fucking great book. And then we get it to a publisher. Now, for a year, we're talking to different publishers and all this kind of stuff. And eventually, you know, we had one that folded, it collapsed, it got eaten into another publisher. So then that publisher I met at New York Comic Con and was like, are we going to do this? I have no idea. You know, you're like, you ever work at a company where the big company buys you out and you go, I don't fucking know if I have a job tomorrow. That's what this was. So they said yes, and now it's coming out. It's in Previews magazine, which means it's real, right? Like that, they can't fucking take that back. And now it's coming out. It'll be out in stores in November. Yeah.
November 10th.
And so it's 3 issues long. It's the Maori Pirates of the Caribbean. That's the best way to describe it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's, you know, so it's like Moana, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's fun, good for all ages, a blast of a comic. And it fucks around with some good stuff. You know, I don't want to say anything now because it's just going to spoil things, right? But the fact that it exists. Let me tell you something. For anyone who's watching or listening or anything like that, if you want to make a comic, you have no idea how much work you are about to get into. It's fun. Oh, it's great. And I love it. I love every second of it. But Jesus H. Christ, you be prepared. And to get to the point that we're at right now, the fact that we're even talking to you guys is something short of a miracle. And it's fucking great.
Now, were you already in the industry before that?
Yes.
You were? Okay.
Yeah.
So, had you been published, or were you just...
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
And
So-
I have not been published. Ben was my first introduction to this industry. I've always known that I wanted to try this. I'm somebody who approaches creative projects like I at least want to try something and experience something once. And comics is something I've always been fascinated by. I love telling a story.
He wants to make a sex joke so bad.
Yeah, I felt it. Did you see me? He looked to my right. I did the left wing.
That's why
kept
I was
going.
just like looking at him through my peripheral because
Germans?
I knew.
Let
him go. He's rolling.
He's rolling.
No, but yeah. So
you thought I want to make a comic with this guy? If I fire his wife, how could he say no?
yeah, exactly. That is exactly my thought. I was like,
Tagel.
funny thing is I fired her, right? And then immediately afterwards, I gave her a recommendation for their next job.
Nice.
Yeah, guys, for everyone at home, she's doing fine now. She's got a job.
She was horrible at that job.
We tied up that storyline.
Yeah, exactly. I know some people have not.
It all worked out.
Everyone's been sweating bullets trying to figure out.
She's done talking to her therapist about it.
Some asshole's going to watch 55 minutes of this and at the end go, what happened to his wife?
So, like, did you pay her sick days, or
is there an episode 2? Do these guys talk about it more?
Someone getting really in the weeds on the logistics of getting fired. What about a 401k?
Wait, what did the hat look like? What? I don't understand.
I don't get it.
We're gonna have an animated shit fight.
I don't know.
We're gonna have an animated shit fight inserted when we're talking about the shit fight.
Yeah.
We're gonna have your animation guy draw one up. We're gonna put it in the YouTube video.
Real
60
quick,
grand.
just for that person. Let's all make shit throwing noises just so they have clean ones.
Damn it, that got in my mouth.
Not the mud.
It went back in.
That's not shit. That's just mud.
Suck my mud pies.
You suck his mud pies. I'm just a follower.
Fritz just said I'm going home and left. So
The crew's like, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
So this comes out in November.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
And then is there hopes of continuing another copy after that, or?
Well, I have the next mini-series ready to go, written up, but I basically, like I told Ben and everyone else, I'm not investing into the second one. If somebody wants it, they're going to have to pay for it. Because with this first issue, because I wanted 100% creative rights, I don't want any influence over it, I paid for it 100% out of pocket. So that cost me $15,000. And because Alex is worth his weight in gold. Like, he's just absolutely phenomenal as an artist, and I wanted to make sure it was fair to him what we were paying him.
Yeah, and to give people perspective on that, that's 3 issues, right? That's 22 pages per, and that's finished pages, right? And then on top of that, you're talking about marketing materials, covers, that kind of stuff. And again, if you're looking to get into comics, that's what you're gonna look.
You need to have 20 grand lying around,
or
be good at drawing.
Or right, exactly. Be your own worst enemy.
Now, is it one of those things that the people that are great at drawing aren't writing their own comics mostly? So there's writers and artists? Because I'm sure there's some people that are doing both.
Yeah. The thing that always blows my mind is that I'm not obsolete yet, because I always think I can't exist without an artist, but they can exist without me in a sense, right? But then come to find out from other people, I guess writing is not easy. It's like Marlboros all of a sudden. Did you guys?
Dad, stay away from Mom!
Hey, can I say something?
He's back, guys.
Shame on you for all saying that, because he doesn't have a single fucking tattoo. How do you feel now? It's probably just hot outside. You know what? Maybe the washing machine broke.
Maybe they're hiding underneath his mullet.
They're back neck tattoos.
It's his Marlboro UPC. It's right there on his neck.
It's the devil and Jesus arm wrestling on his back on the deck of the USS Bismarck.
Oh, I love this.
It's prayer hands with prayer underneath it spelled wrong. P-I-E-R. Prayer.
Spelled P-R-E-C-H-E.
No, but see, I bet there's a lot of artists that look at it the same way you do. They go like, I could draw the shit out of this, but I can't write a story to save my life.
And that's what I found out, because it's always funny. It's like the grass is always greener. Well, also the lawn is always harder to mow.
See,
right?
I'm colorblind, so I can't tell when it's greener.
Yikes. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
The colorblindness?
That's why everything looks like. That's why everything looks like the ocean to him. Everything's fucking blue.
That sounds calm as hell. What a gentle existence.
Calm as hell.
What a gentle everything in those shades of blue.
What's going on, Rob? Nothing, man.
Chill, bro.
I'm just riding these waves of life.
I'm just riding that New England depression.
That's a good This Is Us mask. You see that guy? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw him earlier.
Not This Is Us, Last of Us. Totally different show.
Very different show.
Wildly different.
Although a great mashup.
I came just as hard for both.
This is the last of us.
Yeah, we're gonna mash them up.
That's a terrific show.
It's just a fat girl trying to get engaged, running from zombies.
I was gonna say. Do you want to hear something wild? This is a true story. I used to teach that girl guitar.
No way.
That is a true story. Her name's Chrissy Eden, and I used to teach her guitar.
You play guitar too?
Yeah.
And piano.
I used to play for. I lived in LA, and I did session work for like Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller and a bunch of rappers that I do not listen to.
Yeah. But they pay their bills.
It did pay the bills.
And now aren't you supposed to be doing a comic book for a rapper too?
Yes, but I cannot talk about that.
I know.
I usually have
We
a
don't talk
guitar
about
here
that.
with us, but I literally just forgot to bring it this year.
Do you play?
Oh yeah.
Do you? I mean, are you good, or do you play Wonderwall?
No, like I've been playing since I was 13, and I played in bands from the age of like 15 to 22, and then since then, like I sold all my electrics. I play acoustic like an hour or two a week at this point. You know what sucks? I'm at the point now where like I know a million songs, I don't remember them start to finish, so I know parts of a ton of songs.
Yeah, I'd say the same. So one of the cool things, in my real life, I work with elders who have dementia and Alzheimer's. That's what I do for a day job, right? And they have a piano there, and I bring my guitar, so I actually get to play songs for them. And the thing that I love is this app called Guitar something. But you can pick a song, has the chords and the words, and it just scrolls. You can pick the tempo that it scrolls at.
I need you to find that and show me later.
I'll show it to you. And then you can also up a scale, down a scale. Like if you want it to be in A sharp, you can put it in A sharp, and it'll transcribe everything.
So you don't have to tune your guitar every time.
No. Or get a capo or anything. Yeah. Or just put it in your voice, right? So that's a lot of fun. I'll show it to you later. But so that's the music thing. It's interesting. I like the music thing, but to Jeremy's point about like we paid for this artist, comics and writing is much more. You have a lot more creative control, right? Like when I was doing music, I have no money, right? People with money make the rules, and the people with money want what makes them more of that money. So the shit that I was playing was atrocious, and I fucking hated it. And there was never going to be money ever in doing something that I didn't want to do, or that I
what you wanted to do.
Yeah. Comics still, sure, you see that a little bit, right? Like in any industry, but you still have a lot of freedom. A lot of freedom to do what you want. I had a comic book come out, it was all tattoo art. All interiors, front to back, tattoo art, like traditional Sailor Jerry tattoo. We sold something like 7,000 units on that, which for an independent book, was great. And people were interested in new shit.
So when you approach a publisher, do you have like a rough version of the book done, or do you wait till you have the whole book done? Say, here you go. We're putting this in your lap. Do you want to buy it?
This is where anyone who's starting in the comics industry is going to get so frustrated, right? Is because every single publisher has a different set of rules. So some publishers are like, yeah, we actually want the finished product. Bring it to us and we will just send it to shops and we have that access. Other they're like, not only do I not want to see art, but I don't want you to even attach an artist. We want to put them together. You know what I mean? We lost. They just got sick of it.
I got you. I hear you.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
So they literally say, pitch us a story.
And
we'll either help you find an artist or show you who we want you to work with.
Correct. And then other companies, they're like, can we see the first 5 pages? Which is then you have to pay for 5 pages before anyone even says. They could say no, and you paid for 5 pages, and fuck you. You know what I mean?
And do you sign agreements with them that they can't talk? Like, do you sign NDAs when you go and say, here's my pitch, so they can't talk about what you just showed them to anybody else?
Not necessarily.
Or do they refuse to do that?
Not necessarily, no. If you're talking pitches, usually like we're at a con right now, pitches will happen, you'll go to a booth, there's a publisher like Ahoy Comics is right over there, like I know those guys. Like, you go pitch something to them per se, and you're just talking, right? Like nothing says that they can't turn around and take your exact idea. There's no proof.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, there's no proof that says you were at that table on that day, right? And not that Ahoy would. I'm not saying they would. Yeah. They're just right there.
But yeah, people do. That's why we end up with Armageddon and Deep Impact in the same fucking month.
And the thing is like, it's so hard to prove that I stole your idea or you stole mine, because really, how the fuck do you? There's so many, and the other problem is there's so many instances already of coincidence in art, right? That it's well established. From a legal standpoint, I can just say coincidence.
I can't stand with music when that happens because you hear all the time. But
Did you see the one with fucking what was the one just recently? Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
And it's like it didn't. I don't know about you guys. I didn't sound like fucking.
Here's
at
the
all.
problem. Like there are songs. So there's a song that the Foo Fighters came out with that, it's either their newest or they're one of their most recent ones. And the first time I heard it, I was like, "That's Holy Diver," by Dio. I'm like, that. It sounds just like it, but there's millions and millions and millions of songs that have ever been made, and there's only so many notes and chords on an instrument.
Yeah.
Eventually, we wrote when I was in high school, we had a song that we wrote. I forget what song it sounded like, but we wrote this song, and it was one of the first like original songs we wrote. That we were like 15, and we're like, this is actually good. And then we're driving in the car one day, and my buddy puts a song on, and I go, it sounds just fucking like this. It's the same. It's the same chord progression, and literally we scrapped it. We were like, we can't use it.
Yeah.
But
Must have been I'm a Barbie girl.
I don't remember.
Damn it.
I don't remember what song
It was I'm a Malibu Stacy.
No, but
my placey.
But what are the chances? I mean, unless your story is so
horn.
crazy unique that no one else could do it. You know, if you were to say like, I got a guy that fights crime, like yeah, no shit.
No shit.
There's
yeah,
500 people.
But look at DC Marvel. They literally have the guys in the same fucking costumes.
Well, so this is the big problem with all that too, right? It's like as the world gets smaller and as the condenser of art presses in and in and in, and the funnel gets smaller and smaller, and you see this. Listen, someone asked me the other day, legitimately said, "Hey, AI could never really write scripts." I'm like, fuck you, they could.
Yeah, they could.
They absolutely could. Look, the stuff that you're watching on a regular basis, I mean, I'm not talking about the independent stuff. I'm talking about the stuff that comes out in theaters. AI could write that all day long because it's the same thing over and over again.
Well, it's
right?
the services they have now that can answer your emails for you and actually like respond. I mean, they're thinking and they can write a script. If you said you give an AI a rough premise.
The thing is people are like, well, there's no heart, there's no humanity. I'm like, yeah, by the time Disney has brought you one of their newest movies, the heart and humanity's gone. It's been noted out, and it has been executive decisioned out. So absolutely, they could write it. And that's the thing about these, like, these copyright things, and why someone says, I blah, blah,
you're
blah,
not
blah,
protecting yourself.
Well, because it's like, not only is it like something else, but the margins with which something is allowed to disseminate from idea to public is so much thinner than it's ever been. And so, of course, it's all going to be kind of the same. So, as music, right? Music, for example, if you listen to the radio, it's all the same song, more or less, right? And it's like, how do you then make the argument that someone stole your song when you're only using 4 chords in the same 4-to-the-floor beat?
Yeah.
So, it isn't, the copyright thing is very interesting to me. Copyright really doesn't exist to, and I don't mean to be a big negative Nancy here, but like copyright doesn't exist to protect the creator. It exists to protect the producer.
Yeah.
Copyright exists to protect the person who owns the thing, not the person who created it. So, and to that degree, when I go and pitch it to someone, and if they stole it, I go, what the fuck? I have no control over this,
Put their head between your calf and your hamstring.
And just fucking snap it. Ooh, and now we're talking about the... I told, for everyone who was... I wanted to do this so bad because I feel like I cut a promo with this. And I'm talking to you right now, listener. And I will say, like, that's why, in general, I do try to do shit that is so out there because, A, I'm too fucking late to have invented Superman. It's not going to happen. Fuck me for even trying, right? And honestly, if you're doing it at home, fuck you for trying. It's done.
I say all the time, why is there not, like, more, like, The Boys? Like, why aren't there more just original superhero things? We don't need to see the 17th Batman of the last 10 years. Like,
we get it. His parents are dead. We fucking get it. Throw a batarang.
And if you look
Let me see the fucking car. We get it.
From a sales perspective, you'll never get that sale. If I'm sitting on the floor here and I have a comic book and it's a Batman-like character, well, there are about 4 other booths right around me that's selling actual Batman, and I will not get that sale.
Yeah.
So even if you want to and it's your passion project, you have to then look at it from a commerce side, and it will not happen for you. I see it all the time. So again, I come up with stuff like this book. It's a Maori Pirates of the Caribbean, like Maori culture. It's so about something that's not represented, the tattoo comic book. RV9 was an assassin story that revolved around the Velveteen fucking rabbit.
As it does.
As it does.
Yeah.
Classic Velveteen Rabbit.
Classic Velveteen Rabbit. I had a book come out that was a mockumentary comic book about bodybuilding aliens.
It's actually really funny.
And,
it was called UF Chodes.
There is a giant foot character. His name's Butterfingers. He's just a foot with little feet. But it was mockumentary.
How much you bench?
They talked to the meat. Oh, buddy, get over here. And I think that's the only way that you're ever going to beat those sort of like worries. Oh, is someone going to steal that? All right, yeah. Well, if someone steals,
Good luck stealing a foot that fucking lift weights from space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because so anyway,
Jesus.
No,
so we wrote a comic book.
Yeah, and I think what's really unique about
Jeremy's
ours. Yeah, I am here. Just saying. I walked off and I met a few people. I came back.
No, you got to do like your Macho Man impression.
Not gonna happen. I sound like a 12-year-old boy. So no.
I can't wait to get you in the ring.
I'm a real boy. Leave me alone.
I'm gonna really get you in the armholes.
Just wait till I hit puberty. No, but we.
You wrote a comic.
The story. Yeah. I paid somebody to write a comic.
We bought a comic.
I bought one.
I arranged for a comic to be assembled.
Well, the great thing about this story, though, is that it came from my time in the Coast Guard and traveling around and going to a lot of really cool places.
You were a Dyke Seaman.
I was. Well, by the time I was out on the boats, I was promoted.
To what? What was the next?
I don't know. My knees hurt really bad, though.
That was the... I just got that.
Admiral, by the way.
I do know something about Jeremy's knee, and I was immediately like, oh, that happened.
I've got a lot of scars down here.
Stand at attention for Captain Dyke.
Too
late. As a superhero you could write.
Too late.
I mean, the story is about people on the ocean, so... but no, it was...
What happens on the ocean stays on the ocean.
Yeah, I don't want to get canceled, but there's so many Navy jokes that you can say right
Also,
here.
these are prop cameras, and we're not even recording. Say whatever you want.
Yeah, I know. But no, it's like some of the things they would say in the military, like it's not gay underway. It's only queer at the pier.
No wonder that guy wouldn't marry Brandy in that song by Looking Glass.
I know. She was a fine girl.
Yeah. He said it was because he loved the sea.
Yeah.
That's where he got his real loving.
Yeah.
Brandy was a beard.
Brandy was a beard.
Said, Brandy, you're a fine beard.
But there's no cock that I see.
just nothing but the sea. Bring me that horizon.
She didn't get it when he said, I love seamen.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole term "bring me the horizon" brings up a whole different kind of visual now.
A butthole?
So you wrote a comic.
You never know. That could be the sun right there. Sunny butthole.
So we wrote a comic.
Yeah. But no, what's really cool about it though is we actually incorporated actual historical facts, like the time and period. It's all time period appropriate.
I was just saying, when's it set?
The late 1700s going into the early 1800s.
I remember them.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, I'm still have PTSD from it.
The fourth time he said, I feel like he's dropping subtle hints like he needs help.
Oh, we all need help. This is not.
You already heard
subtle.
him. He watches too many 4D movies. Just don't go.
Yeah, for real.
This is not subtle at all. We are outwardly asking help us.
Buy my comic book.
By buying the comic.
I've only been involved in this comic book industry for like 2.5 years now, and I've run into quite a few people
I'm already printing T-shirts for the road race. Yeah, that's how bad it is.
They're outwardly always asking for help. And you're just like, they'll straight up tell you, like, I've had so many of Ben's friends be like, oh, you're going to do a comic for the first time? Yeah, don't do it. I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks for being encouraging.
Yeah. Jeremy, as you're talking about something that is legitimately tragic, a man dressed as Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal is behind you yelling. So it's...
I was wondering what that was.
I had no idea.
You guys didn't... Have you never played Twisted
Metal?
Metal?
Yeah.
I have. I didn't know who was yelling. They're making there's a Twisted Metal movie coming out starring Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, Sweet Tooth was... I always played his character, too, the ice cream shop.
Yeah,
the
I
ice
like
cream.
Axel.
Yeah.
Axel was the guy.
I'm a Mario Kart guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, you can be both.
He likes PG.
I go both ways, buddy.
He's like, oh, rated R scares me.
But to Jeremy's
I just
point...
like bananas in the tailpipe.
You fell for the banana in the tailpipe?
What's that
Reminds me of my time as a Coast Guardman.
You know they call Coasties, like, you know how all military branches have nicknames, like the Marines are jarheads. Yeah, like coasties are actually called puddle pirates.
Puddle pirates. What does that mean?
Because the Navy gave them the term. They're called puddle pirates because they actually don't sail out in the ocean. They sail around and play around in the shallow
Smaller waters. Yeah.
Oh, that is the meaning, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So little do they know. They might play around in the ocean, but we're the only ones that have jurisdiction to carry weapons around in the inland waters.
Those mean sea people telling us what we can do and we'll show them.
Hey, they can talk shit about us all they want in the international waters, but guess what? We're escorting their asses back to port.
You pulled over Miley Cyrus once.
I did do that.
Is that for real?
That's
that is
for real.
True story.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
She was
That's my wife's favorite story about him. She will ask him to tell it every time.
Does she run like a fucking paddleboard, offshore gambling
No,
thing?
she was extremely dangerous and reckless with a goddamn jet ski, which almost killed people multiple times.
You're telling me celebrities don't always follow the rules?
Is this on camera?
Not on camera. She was making the movie The Last Song down in Savannah, Georgia.
No idea what that is.
This is a Disney
Stop
movie.
lying. Both of you, stop lying.
The Last Song?
You have both watched this movie on
I've never
repeat.
even heard of it.
Never seen
like
it.
a child.
Tom didn't watch it because of
I was busy
Miley
watching
Cyrus.
Mission Impossible
He watched
too.
it because he was in it for Greg Kinnear.
Yeah.
I love
Greg
Greg
Kinnear. Greg Kinnear's my boy.
Fantastic, yeah.
No, but he's actually in it. But no, she was making The Last Song down there, but she was just finishing up the Hannah Montana thing, so she all of a sudden starts exploring her wild side.
Yep.
And
I'm going to jump on a jet ski and
Billy Ray
terrorize
Cyrus
the
was down
natives.
there. Noah was with her. They were out.
Wait, the guy with the ark?
No.
Billy Ray.
Yeah, the other Noah.
Yeah, the other Noah. Noah, her sister.
The one that looks like a vampirist.
I didn't even know that was her sister's name.
Yeah, Noah's her sister. But so they were all hanging around the islands in between shooting the movie. But every time she'd get out on her jet ski, she would either almost cause a boat accident, get her jet ski stuck on the jetties. She would cruise around, people swimming in the ocean, right off the beach.
She didn't understand the no wake zone.
Well, it's not just that, but the fact that there's a metal prop doing about 3,000 RPM off the back end of your jet ski that could cut somebody up.
The thing about Jeremy is when you try to joke with him about things and he knows the actual ramifications of things, it's like,
we end up finding out how much air pressure goes into a life raft.
This is true.
Well, this is Luke. I mean, Luke is pretty similar.
Yeah, my sister's that way with, she works for coastal conservation, so I'll be like, I know it's getting hotter, right? She's like, actually. and then you're just depressed for a week.
Technically, you know that I don't know what I'm talking about if I'm just constantly joking around about it. It's like, I'm just making shit up.
Yeah.
So that's me about everything.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Fake it till you make it.
Hey, do you guys know what I just realized, too? Is that your microphones say microphone?
Yeah.
Do you guys,
just so you don't know.
Is that, do you guys have problems with that?
Well, we get this guy, Luke, and he thought it was not a microphone.
Right.
Next thing we know, he's got the end of it in his ear.
Sweetie, put it down. It's the other thing.
It says microphone. Oh, well, all right. I was up Shit's Creek there.
like a claymore that says front towards enemy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
See, comics is a claymore that front towards artists. You do it to yourself, you plant it, and then you fucking explode. But we wrote a book, guys.
Yeah.
Comic.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I fucked my own thing up.
We'll edit it out.
I think that's the whole story of it. Buy it. It's going to be out.
Yeah. So where can you see it, find it? Can you find any of your other stuff online? Websites, Instagram pages?
Yeah, exactly. So the biggest thing is follow me on Instagram at Mr. Ben AU, MRBENAU. And then you can see where it's going to be. It's going to be in all comic shops.
Okay.
So if your comic shop is, you ask them to pre-order you one and they'll get you your copies. It can, even if you're in Nome, Alaska, if there's a comic shop there, it's available. So definitely pre-order it. It helps us. It's good for the industry. It's good for the little shops there who are still around and kicking ass.
Ben and I will also be going, as much as both of us can, we'll probably go to conventions here and there, also to get a booth to promote it. We both work full-time, so when we can go to conventions, we'll go. And then outside of that, obviously, Ben and I will both have our own copies from First Print to sell as well. So yeah, no, we're really excited about launching this. I'm obviously going to be pushing and promoting this on my own personal website.
Which is what?
It's going to be
DykeSeamen.net.
Yes. Sorry, that one's already taken. No, but mine's actually called Professor Punks.
Yeah.
So Professor Punks. Punks is spelled punx.com. It'll be on there. And then we're also going to be social media. So I also have a social media, which is just my first and last name, Jeremy Dykes.
How do you spell that?
DYCHES?
DYCHES.
I'm paying attention.
You guys are good.
You also know me, and you do follow me, so that kind of helps.
It's going to be at Rooster from now on.
At Rooster. But no, what you guys asked about copyright stuff earlier, and one of the things that I did to protect myself with this story too was I went ahead and went out and bought the domain name for Ghost on the Water.
Did you? I don't even know that.
I did.
You're smart.
That's the name of it?
Ghost on the Water.
Yeah, by the way.
Yeah, the name of our comic books.
They wrote a
You guys
comic.
really got to work on this marketing thing.
Ghost on the Water.
No, we said it earlier on, like right when we started.
Did we?
But we never
Maybe that's
talked
when I
about.
didn't have
We
headset.
never talked about.
I
No,
thought
you
he was
know what
talking
it
about
is.
Hendrix.
Marlboro Man distracted us.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that
he's still
might have
trying
been
to
it.
redeem his points for cancer.
That leather jacket is worth a fortune
Points
now.
for cancer?
Points for cancer.
If he gets enough points, they'll give him cancer.
Cancer.
That's what I understood.
Yeah.
Luckily, the cancer is even before like the T-shirt.
But he
It's
doesn't
the
want.
lowest
He doesn't
amount
want
of
that
points.
COVID cancer. He
that's-
wants like that old school
that's the
Marlboro Man
next-
cancer.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for going to my
That's the next Netflix documentary after they did, Pepsi Where's My Jet?
Yeah.
They're gonna do
Where's My
Marlboro,
Cancer?
Where's my cancer?
This guy just wants it, doesn't understand science.
Well, he really wants to. Okay, here's the,
he bought them all, but he never smoked them.
here's the pitch. Here's the pitch. He really wants to get cancer so he can get a Make-A-Wish because he really wants to meet whoever his idol
Mickey
is.
Mouse.
Right.
So he tries
Wants
to
to go to
actively
Disney
get
World.
cancer
Yeah.
so that he can do it.
Meanwhile, I spent $10 million over a lifetime on cigarettes.
Not realizing you could have just spent $10,000 for a trip to Disney World.
He's going
Right.
to just start selling them all on Mercari. Vintage cigarettes.
Oh my God. This guy, I like this guy. Now he redeemed himself to me.
Yeah.
I feel bad for making fun of him. I like him now. Where is he?
He redeemed
He's
himself.
probably like a super successful real estate mogul. We don't he owns this building.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
question. He fucking left here in a Tesla.
Yeah.
We're all making fun
He's
of him.
blowing
That-
off steam.
That motherfucker is owning us.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Ghosts on the Water.
There's more than one of them.
Is the name? Oh, well, I can't tell you that.
It's a three-book series, though.
There's no way only one ghost lasts 3 books.
Maybe.
It's a great story.
Keep supporting Too Critical, the greatest podcast known to man. Animal.
Here, Trevor.
Keep,
There we go. Yes.
We got to have him do a promo after we're done recording this too.
All right.
I mean, can we,
ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you.
we keep talking about what's happening beyond the stage, but can we at least acknowledge the amount of effort that you guys put into setting this stage up?
Oh,
This
thank you
is
very much.
Absolutely crazy.
Thank you.
I've been to many Comic-Cons and conventions. I've never seen anything like this.
I
before.
screwed the railings together.
Love to hear it.
Oh, very nice. I'll be honest with you guys.
In what way did you screw those railings together?
I drilled them.
It's
So what you're saying is they're sticky.
Yeah.
Jeremy, let me get my joke in, would you? Please, for the love of God.
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Rooster. Oh, hang back for a minute.
You guys, I love this stage so much. I've been bored talking with you for the past half an hour
Sure.
at least. At least.
I get it.
I'm here just because it's nice.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm entertaining
It's the only
this
padded
whole
seat
thing.
available. We get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to put cover over it because it was the casting couch for Tom's last production. So.
Yeah.
Of all the sofas that you've sat on today, these have been some of them. And we mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it.
So, thank you for coming.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
guys.
it. And good luck with all of your future endeavors.
Thank you so much. And I
Appreciate
can't
it.
wait to be back on the show because this has actually been legitimately fun.
All right.
It was a
When
lot
this
of
thing
fun.
want
blows
to
up
be.
and they make a series about it, you don't forget about the little guy, all right? You remember who had you on.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
If you don't like us, tell your friends. If your friends like us, get some new friends. Go fuck yourself, everybody.
Fuck